When you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. Better see with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. Better see with the negativity.
Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Sports Report Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan, and we got a lot to talk about this week. Oh my goodness. NBA is just doing its thing. We got the XFL shining. Oh my goodness. My boy Jokic is just tearing it up. Good to see my boy do his thing. Damn Lillard with that 71-point game. That was amazing. But let me go ahead and bring everybody on with us first. Bring on the person who runs this network. Josie, what's up?
I run this bitch. Now, what's up, everybody?
Oh, man.
Will over here looking like that fun uncle. I swear, he over here looking like that fun uncle.
That's right. All the kids want to come over to the crib, hang out with me. Dude, man. All right. Let me go ahead and bring in. This person has forgotten more baseball than I will ever know. Me and my man 77. What's up?
You would remember more baseball if you weren't so interested in getting kids to come over to your house. That's a little concerning, my friend.
I gotta commend you for not going the Asian route this week. Admirable.
I'm like Will. I like a little variety in my life.
Yes.
He's so hyper focused on those Asian women and all those kids at his house. He ain't getting anything done.
Man, look, I got all the 16, 17-year-olds, got the PlayStations over here and everything. I got my kids over here. So we doing it right, man. We doing it right. All right, let me go ahead and bring on this person. He might be a little upset after tonight. But what's going down with the Lakers? Remember, man, Dan, what's up?
Before I bring in Dan, does anybody else feel like he's looking like Macho Man Randy Savage tonight?
Oh, yeah, brother.
I'm the Macho Man. I think that's isn't the brother thing the Hulk though? But yeah, it's all the same. He did the brother thing.
It was both of them.
Oh yeah.
Both of them.
Oh yeah.
Where they're talking about like their tag team partnership, and it says when me and my best friend do shrooms, and they're like, "We're gonna bust through the stratosphere, brother!" And they're all like touching each other and shit. It's awesome. Yeah, what's up, guys? Sorry.
Oh my goodness, chilling.
Hey, Will, Josie was making fun of you, and she's up there looking like Posh Spice, or trans Elsa. Those were my two. I didn't
know. Oh my goodness. The views and opinion on these shows belong to each one of the hosts. No one agreed to that as a consensus on this show.
We run it in the fine print. Also, fuck all of you. Reading the fine print. Yeah.
Joseph's actually trying to pull it up. All right, let's go ahead and get into we got a lot of stuff that went down in the XFL this week. I'm excited about it. I know Josie watched like every game this week, so let's go ahead and get into the audio. Oh, and Josie, for that remark you made earlier,
it's over 9,000.
That's right. Just remember that. I'm over 9,000. Damn it! Just remember that. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the XFL.
So confused.
I know you watched every game. I know one game that I know you had a vested interest in: the Arlington Renegades versus the Houston Roughnecks.
Renegades.
Roughnecks, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Still undefeated in the XFL. I just got to say that. Never lost a game.
Isn't it perfectly Houston for them to be successful in the football that doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
You say. Isn't the judgment for the XFL like
100%
years from the NFL you can have on your roster?
Man, y'all couldn't even come up with a deal to get Chicago's #1 pick. That junk ended up going to the Colts. Y'all couldn't even get that right. Come on now.
I don't see what Houston really had to give up in that story. Like, they've got the second best pick. The best thing that Chicago could have done was trade, and I don't see that's what they're wanting.
There's like no #1 in this draft either. There's like not a clear cut. Like nobody's actually going after like the prestigious star.
It's not like anybody's like trying to just go get CJ Stroud.
And that's the thing is and part of that stems from the fact that there's so many decent players in this draft, but you can't any of the players that would normally you think would be worth that #1 spot aren't truly ready.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud is going to be a great quarterback in the NFL one day, but Ohio doesn't run a pro offense.
Nope.
So if you're going to get anything out of CJ Stroud, you have to sit him here. So,
best case scenario, 4 years.
He's 3 to 4. Yeah. I mean, realistically, he could probably be decent in year 2, but year 3 is really where he needs to be. And so you've got to have somebody you can put him behind for a couple of years. And Houston and the Colts, they want somebody that can start now.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see, Jay. 7.
But getting back to the XFL for a real quick second, it was a good week.
In that game, that was one of the more offensive games I saw. Honestly, I was surprised, Will. More defense I think I saw this week than I've seen in the XFL in general. And we have yet to see a kick return, which we know was like super popular.
Super popular back when it first came out.
They play 8-man, right?
Yeah, first season, it was real popular.
It's still 11, I believe.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, dude. I know.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Oh, 8-Man's actually really fun to watch. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it.
What?
8-Man
But
football?
Dan,
Yeah.
but Dan, you should check it out because I think what you would like is the fact that there's live betting during the game at all times. Like they're constantly giving you the lines, the over under.
What's that supposed to mean?
I know what your pastime is, Dan.
We know where you hang out. Don't act like we don't know.
But there's some
You know
there
where Dan hangs out.
in general, it
Rhymes with you
wasn't
don't know.
one of the more
We
exciting
know.
weeks.
You can't hide it anymore, Dan. We know.
In general, it wasn't one of the more exciting weeks, but you did have some serious standouts.
Yep.
AJ McCarron is looking really good 2 weeks
Did you
in a
have a
row.
backstory about AJ? How he
No.
turned down an NFL contract to
Yeah.
go to the XFL so his kids can watch him play? That's awesome. That's awesome. Shout out
I mean,
to AJ for that.
But and no, shout out to him for making the call. But let's not forget he's been in the NFL for a while. It's not like he's hurting for money, y'all.
Yeah.
Right, that's true. That's true.
Well,
Like, come
another
on.
one who was flying high, pun intended, was Josh Gordon.
Uh,
Stop.
Stop it.
Stop it. Stop
Just
it.
stirring,
Josie.
just stirring the pot. Stirring the pot.
Stirring the pot, man. Dang.
Token up and down the field.
Token. He's a token. He's a token 3. He's a token 3.
Token 3.
Anyway, he looked great. You had a lot, and then you had some guys that you never heard of. I can't even think of his name right now.
Like all the rest of them.
Quarterback.
Sorry, I can't fucking help it, dude. They're right there, and it's like they're right there, and I just
Look,
gotta.
dog,
I mean, almost everyone in the league has had some kind of an NFL experience.
Look, dog on it.
They are very talented athletes. Okay, I'm not talking down to those athletes. What I am saying is they're not the highest level.
No,
And this
but
is
they're
basically
working to
what
try
people
and
wanna
get
watch.
back to it.
And this week, which is week 3, we got the Sea Dragons versus the Vipers,
Wait,
and they're trying to, and they're trying, and they're trying to avoid being 0-3. I just can't get that name. Sea
He
Dragons,
said,
really?
well, and you remember we talked that
Yeah,
eventually
man, name.
the XFL is going to be the G League for the NFL. Eventually,
Yeah.
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
When I was looking at the names the other day and I had just watched a video about crazy minor league baseball team names 7. And then, so
let's just say
I
there's
mean,
some interesting
they're
ones.
right there. They're a minor league. Yes, it's pro football. It's still amateur. It's still minor.
It's pro.
It's
but
pro.
it's
It's
still
professional
pro ball.
football.
It's still pro ball.
I mean,
Yeah, it's still
minor
pro ball.
league is
Yeah.
still pro ball.
It's still pro
Yeah.
ball.
But that's what
It's
it
still
is.
pro ball.
And those teams resemble. I
So-
mean, even in arena football, some of the team names that you had back in the day.
Oh, they're awesome. Like the Sea Dragons is not
Sea
awesome. It's like
Dragons,
not
man.
good and not awesome.
That's a created team from 2K5. That's what that is.
Like an 8-year-old kid. He's like Sea Dragons. Yeah, that's
Sea Dragons.
did it. Yes. Like look, I'm 99 QB.
The arena football, the names were either really good or just horrible. Like you
God
had the
awful.
Arizona Rattlers.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that was a great,
It's a good strong name.
good strong name. And then you have the Iowa Barnstormers.
Love that actually.
That was
Love
the
it.
team that Kurt Warner played for.
Yes, it was.
When he got beat 55-33 by the Arizona Rattlers in the Arena Bowl in 1998. I was there.
Wow. Look at Tony
what
just
was
pulling out
that?
statistics. What?
Oh, nah, dude. No. What are you drinking, Josie?
A beer?
What?
In a purple. What kind of beer
is
comes
it-
in a purple?
Oh, it's
can?
a sour. It's a double berry sour.
Okay.
Awesome. It's
Okay, I'm
what
about
is
to
that
say,
Boulevard?
Okay.
No, it's Martin House.
It's
They're
Texas.
brewery,
Okay.
Texas. Only place in Texas that really does sours. But yes, it is purple.
But yeah, and then you get the there's the San Jose SaberCats, the arena football franchise for a long time. You got the Portland Forest Dragons.
Remember that one?
Yeah. So arena football at least had some decent names. XFL's got the Battle Hawks. And
the Roughnecks is a decent name.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
It's pretty bad.
I mean,
it's better than the Sea Dragons. It's better than the Sea Dragons. But
and then the Brahmas make sense for San Antonio. It does. It makes sense for San Antonio.
The Brahmas make sense for the Rock's ego.
And that too.
For sure.
Real quick,
guys.
Team
after himself.
Real quick, guys. The Battle Hawks get a win against the Sea Dragons 2018. The Vipers. The Defenders defeat the Vipers 18-6. The Brahmas defeat the Guardians. I hate those Guardians uniforms. The Brahmas beat
Cleveland
the Guardians 30-12, and of course the Roughnecks defeat.
They gave up on baseball, went to the XFL.
Really, Jose Ramirez might be a good running back.
The Defenders are back in DC next week, and the stadium has said they're going to let them do a snake. So the snake will be returning to the XFL, which is a big deal. The beer snake.
Sea Dragons take on the Vipers. Y'all go check that out. Battle of 0-3. Y'all go check that out.
Dude, I tell you, if I had a car, I would be going to San Antonio to see the Brahma Roughnecks game. I really want to go.
If they're using it solely to get into the NFL, right? That's pretty much what it is. I mean,
or a redemption story if you look at Josh Gordon.
Right. Like, wouldn't a redemption story be if he played in the NFL again?
Redemption story. Well, you have to work your way to get back.
But he was already back in the NFL. He got time on the field with the Chiefs. It's just the Chiefs cleaned house a wide receiver.
I didn't see him too much with the Chiefs, though.
And at points, Will, he lit it up. All right, he really lit it up.
In multiple ways, he did.
Yes.
Y'all are wrong. Y'all are just so
right.
wrong. Y'all are just so wrong. Then 7 says it without even smiling. Y'all just wrong.
I mean, running routes, smoking running routes, just smoking.
You guys are wrong, man.
Just torching the competition.
Yep.
But it's interesting. I'm liking some of these points. I love the fact that they really emphasize trying to get runs during the punt return and the kickoffs. So if the kicker kicks it out before the 35-yard line, if it goes out of bounds, it returns to the 40-yard line.
So they're trying to get returns.
Yes, they want the kickers to prioritize kicking it inbounds. To try.
PC police are going to be all over that.
I'm sorry.
PC police are going to be all over that. PC police are going to be all over that. You don't like. They don't want concussions. That's where concussions happen. They're on a kick team.
They do something to battle that too. The runners are lined up 5 yards apart at the 35 and the 40. They cannot move until the kicker starts running.
That's how it is in the NFL.
That's how it is in the NFL.
It's different than the NFL. Literally, no team can. No, I'm sorry, not the kicker, the returner. Wrong word. Till the returner has the ball in hand, no one can move.
I'd be okay with like maybe the kickoffs going to 8-man for real, like going to eight guys instead of 11.
So no one can move. I love it. I enjoy it. There's a lot of room for returns and things like that, and it makes for a more exciting game.
A lot of room for fucking brains bouncing off the inside of skulls.
There's no speed, but they're not moving. There's no speed.
Okay, but they're still going to be doing hitting and collision. It's still going to happen.
Yeah,
and that's where
not the running of the collision.
Oh, so they're not going full. So it's like they're right next to each other.
Not moving at all. So until the runner starts moving, till the kick returner,
so he can't get
ball, no one can move.
Right. So on special teams, you can't get a full head of steam and go tackle the returner. You have to wait, and then you can go tackle. Yeah,
it gives the returner more leeway into planning his routes as things develop.
How is that working? Does it work?
It was working really well in the 2.0 version. It hasn't worked as good even though I think Houston would have had 2 returns had the return man been able to keep a hold of the goddamn ball.
If you drop it, it's done. Like It's a dead ball, probably.
No, well, no, it's a hot ball, just like it is in the NFL.
Hot potato.
It's a fumble.
Right.
Fumble.
Wow. Okay. It sounds interesting to test rule changes and stuff. I'm just asking, like, they're making it like if they're trying to make entertainment money and stuff and fans, that's not the correct way to go about this, right? They understand that because they're not ever gonna get.
The Rock don't care. He's gonna pour money into it no matter what.
Well, that doesn't make it successful though. That just makes The Rock pouring money into it without, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't think if you're just doing it for the minor leagues, that's awesome. Like, yes, come back and like be 26.
I mean, they've already got a deal with it. They've already got a deal to be a test facility for the NFL. They've had that since last year.
And it's probably a lot on media too. I don't think media's ever like. Are they ever going to cover it outside of like who they probably have like a partnership with something.
Yeah, ESPN.
Yeah, it's on ESPN, FX, and ESPN2.
Yep.
No, I'm saying like highlights, like Sports Center and stuff.
Yeah, they've been highlighting it on Sports Center.
Okay.
Well, and one of the other things I wanted to bring up is what's real interesting, and I think you've really got to be what's going to appeal for the XFL is the people who are really into football, because one of the things it really gives you is a lot of inside, because they give you the OC and the QB calling the plays, because in the NFL where it stops talking, the mic's cut off at 15 seconds. The OC can literally talk to the QB until he hikes the ball. There's no cutoff. And they have 8 mics to be distributed to each offense and defense. So wide receivers have headsets in, and you're hearing the OC call the plays as he's calling the plays to the QB.
I'm trying to imagine how that would be as a quarterback. Like, would that be
some
better?
Of them say they don't like it. Some of them enjoy it. McCarron has gone on to say he likes it.
Like, I just feel like right when you're recognizing the linebacker is going to blitz, you got a dude in your head going, 45's blitzing. Like, I got it. Thanks.
The Houston OC was shouting GTFO, GTFO a lot this past week. Get the football out. Get the football out.
Yeah, that definitely football.
All right, guys. That was your action.
Just run.
XFL. Just run.
All right. So before we move on, Will.
Where's your daughter at, Will? She was supposed to be hosting. Your daughter supposed to be?
No, not my daughter.
Girlfriend.
No.
Girlfriend.
No, not my daughter. No. My daughter had to work tonight. But she was here, but my daughter had to work. My girlfriend had to work tonight.
She didn't pre-record anything?
But no. No. She was here earlier.
You didn't set that up? You didn't spend hours every week doing
that? I have her mic right here.
There you go. Yes.
I have her mic right here. So we can get the cheerleading segment together.
I'm super confused now. Is it your daughter or your girlfriend?
My girlfriend. My daughter will never host the show.
She did almost one time.
My daughter will never host.
She did almost one time.
Never ever.
Well, obviously she didn't really. Almost host.
She came close, but never ever.
Right. Obviously not really, but
so
okay, I was just making sure. I was like,
I'm introducing a new segment, and I'm calling it Stumpy the Trivia Masters because I like it.
Stumpy.
I broke my pinky toe last week.
From the stories that you tell, I feel like you're just a big clumsy oaf.
Oh, I am 110,000%.
Okay.
I'm 6'6". I'm 245 pounds.
I'm aware, and I feel like it's just there's zero coordination. You're like Gumby. Just like
zero.
Which Gumby, the original or the Eddie Murphy version?
Definitely the original, because I mean Eddie Murphy's probably had he's black, so he's probably a little bit athleticism.
But all right. So first, I'm going to start with the trivia question. Then I have three NFL players, and you are going to tell me which one. You know what? We haven't done it this way with the NFL, so I'm going to stick to it. This one for the NFL is. Which one do you get rid of their entire career? You have to explain to me why you're keeping the other two, why you're getting rid of the one. Okay. But first, the question is, who is the NFL all-time sack leaders? And for bonus points, can you name the top 3?
Lawrence Taylor, Bruce Smith.
First one to raise their hand.
Lawrence Taylor, Bruce Smith.
Reggie White.
Gotta be Reggie. Yeah, I forgot about Reggie.
So do we need to name like how many, like the top 10 and then mine.
I just said 3.
Michael Strahan.
This one was supposed to be solo, but
Michael Strahan.
Will got the answers. So Will got it. Bruce Smith. But if you want to see if y'all can give me the top 10, we can go for that.
I'm sort of kind of shocked that record still is in play for Bruce.
Bruce Smith 200. Reggie White, which y'all got, is 198. That's number 2.
I'm sort of kind of shocked that record still is in play, but that's just
Michael Strahan.
Michael Strahan, number 6, 141 and a half.
LT has got to be up there.
Yeah, I said Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, you did.
He is not on the top 10.
Wow.
I thought he was.
Wow.
He is number 14. So here, I'll give you this. No, I'll give you this. Number 10 has 137 sacks.
Means nothing.
Lawrence Taylor had 132.
Fair enough. That's a really weird one.
That is weird.
And but a lot of these guys are guys I've heard.
I knew Bruce Smith was on the lead. Was up there. I knew
Derek Thomas. No, he would.
No, I don't think he was around long enough.
Number 17. Number 17.
Yeah, he wasn't around that long. Carl Banks.
Wow, still number 17.
Carl Banks.
No.
This is crazy. Can't believe JJ Watt's not on there.
JJ Watt is not even in the top 20.
That's not surprising. He spent as much time as he spent injured. He can't get sacks.
Yeah. Von Miller is number 19.
Yeah, see that would been okay. You used to play a lot longer. It's probably a bunch of old guys, isn't it?
What was Michael?
No, I mean not as many as you would think. There's several names I still recognize that y'all haven't said.
What was Michael Bennett on that? Was he on the list?
Richard Dent.
Harvey Dent
is number 10.
Okay, Richard Dent was number 10. Okay.
We never would have got that one.
No.
That's
number 9 is a pretty well-known Cowboy. Number 8 is a pretty well-known Raven.
Oh, DeMarcus Ware.
Yes.
Raven.
Ray Lewis.
Peter Boulware. Yeah. Ray Lewis.
No. Ray Lewis.
It's not Ray Lewis. It's
Peter Boulware.
Calais Campbell.
No.
Damn.
Ray Rice.
No.
He said Ray Rice.
He murdered the competition.
Oh my goodness.
Ray Caruth?
No.
Ray Rice just slapped it all over the place.
Singletary?
Punched it in the
no.
This is
Pat Swilling. Pat Swilling.
No.
Sam Mills.
No.
Wow.
Demarius Titeratrix.
So number 8 is Terrell Suggs.
Wow, that's a rough one. That was rough.
Number 7 is Jason Taylor. Number 6 was Strahan. 5 was
Strahan.
No, I gave y'all Strahan.
Okay.
5 was Chris Dolman.
Forgot Chris.
I never gotten that.
4 was Julius Peppers.
I knew I was forgetting somebody.
3 was Kevin Green.
Jeez, that's crazy, dude.
So, Will, I'm giving you 2 points for getting the number 1 Bruce Smith, and Dan, I'm giving you 1 point for getting Reggie White.
Doop doop. You gotta have a little thing that goes in front of you that puts our points up, and you can mute us. You can mute us, but it doesn't have a timer on it.
Right.
Doesn't have a timer on it.
All right. All right. So then the football. I got to figure out a name for this game. But anyway, your 3 this week are, and I've said this on Hardwood, names like Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, LeBron James will never be in these questions. As Dan put it, which he put it great, it's just for the sheer fact, though, I feel those 3 men are on a different level, and it's not a discussion at that point.
Okay.
And especially with these two, it won't be a discussion, it'll be an argument.
It was Tom.
Jordan,
it was Tom, MJ.
Tom, MJ, LeBron. I may add to that, but Seven doesn't really like highlight baseball players like that.
How you gonna forget Wayne Gretzky?
Gretzky.
We never talk hockey. Come on, man. What the fuck?
I'm just saying. You talking about greatest of all? If you're talking greatest of all time, Wayne is there.
I'm never going
to actually want to talk about the Islanders tonight.
I'm never going to give you a hockey question. So
I'm just saying, Wayne. If you're gonna put everybody else in there, Wayne's right there.
Gene coming back because
Tampa Bay's got a good first squad. All right, they do a lot of pucking between the lines and stuff. Just doing pucking in penalty zones, and then they got a lot of enforcers, and they like to fight. We should show Gene this. We should definitely show him this. This is good hockey.
Maybe he'll feel bad for us and come back.
Everybody go get a regular Nintendo, put blades of steel on that mug, and just play to your heart's content. You used to be able to fight like I don't know what on that game.
All right, so I'm going to stick with defense this week, as that was kind of where our question lied. And one of the guys I'm going to use from the top three. So which career is going away? Reggie White, Ray Lewis, or Troy Polamalu?
I almost said Reggie White before you said the other two. I almost just said Reggie White off the bat before the other two. That's how much I'm going Reggie White.
So is that Dan, weird? Do you want to go first? Do you want to go first?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
I take Reggie White off this list, and you have to give reasons why.
You have to give reasons why you're keeping the other two and why you're getting rid of Reggie.
So Ray Lewis and Troy Polamalu revolutionized positions. They absolutely revolutionized the middle linebacker position and the strong safety position. They were transcendent. Reggie White played for a long time. Okay, and this is going to kill my LeBron, and I've said it every show. This is going to kill my LeBron argument with the longevity thing, but like this is a case of longevity for Reggie White. He played forever. He was on good teams with good other players. I feel like he's just not on the talent level of Ray Lewis and Polamalu. Like those two guys they were different. And like, yes, I didn't see Reggie White. He's in the 80s and the 90s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I probably didn't see him play live, and that probably takes away from it, but definitely Reggie White for me. For those reasons. He just wasn't like, to me, he wasn't like one of the most talented, I mean, I'm not saying you have to be the most talented, but he obviously productive, played a long time. But the other two are more memorable. I'm
going to say Will, because I think he might be the one different on this. 7?
Actually, it is. I agree with what Dan said, but for me, I would honestly go with dropping Ray Lewis.
Ooh.
Keeping Polamalu and Reggie White. Reggie White is, and I get the arguments. I get Dan's argument. But for me, like Reggie White, it's just he was so damn good longevity. I mean, we think about being a professional athlete, the best ability is availability. He was there. He played. Polamalu was there. He was always there. That hair is iconic.
The dance is iconic from Ray Lewis.
Yes. Ray Lewis, like the dance, the murder trial. The couple of hits that
he did for a guy that paid him some money. I'm just kidding.
I mean, Ray, don't get me wrong. Ray Lewis is iconic, but I would keep Polamalu and Reggie White's careers over Ray Lewis.
Unbelievable.
Dan, Will?
I'm getting rid of Troy.
Everybody's different. Really? I was thinking that this was going to be a straight down the middle Reggie White.
I just can't see the disrespect thrown Reggie White's way, because if you go back and you look at his stats, 232 solo career tackles in his career, 198 sacks, 14 forced fumbles, and 3 interceptions. The man was Aaron Donald before Aaron Donald. So
yep.
I can't put that past anything. Ray Lewis, iconic, one of the best linebackers in the game. He was He's one of the best in the game. I got to give him that. For me, it's Troy, because when you're a corner, or a secondary player, corner, free safety, strong safety, you can be schemed to be where you are. And yes, great athlete, great hair, all that, but a lot of that
fucking hair
was through scheme. So I got to go with Reggie White, and I got to keep Ray Lewis.
But you never would have seen the Pat McAfee lined up in the C-Gap story. So you have one of the fucking best sports stories of all fucking
But
time.
understand, Dan, there's a difference. I got a chance. I was lucky enough to see Reggie play, and Reggie
That's
was
what I'm
amazing.
saying.
Reggie was just amazing. He was amazing.
And I did mention that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't get to see the guy play for real. Like, so I don't know. Like, I feel like that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I am like a prisoner of like what's new, but like at the same time, I do actually still believe in the athlete evolution thing. So like, what is new, what is, the best to me is like, that's the best now is probably the best ever because of that's all it is.
Right.
I would have loved to see Reggie White play on a regular basis.
Reggie was amazing. Great. Oh my God.
Like, what else would have seen from the 80s? It was
and got
pretty good. The 80s and the 90s.
Reggie was that defensively, Dan. Was very, very good, because you had a lot of star players within the 80s and the 90s on defense. Very good 2 decades for
and you could still hit
defense, and you can still hit people too.
That's kind of Ray Lewis's thing, is those over the middle, just throwing his shoulder into people. You can't even do that anymore, dude. Like, you can't just like defenseless receiver somebody, and he made his living on defenseless receivers. Ray Lewis, like a lot of it, like a lot of his on just. Like just playing in the middle. He was so fast for how big he was too. Like, so that's a tough one, because who knows on that one? Like, I don't want any of their careers to go away, honestly.
I mean, plus if you go
there's just so much lost.
If you go back and look at it, plus if you go back a little bit further in time, everybody looks at Troy Polamalu as great. And he is, don't get me wrong, but people forget Steve Atwater from the Denver Broncos back in the day. He was great too. So, I'm just saying, man, when you look at a special player like Reggie, he was amazing. Go back and watch some of the Philadelphia Eagles games, a couple of the Green Bay Packers games. He was amazing.
Can I make a just recommendation for the host? I think Will should get that point, because he actually just almost convinced me that it probably should be Paul Malu.
Oh, there's no point for this. This is
no
just
point
a
for
discussion. This is just a discussion.
If there was a point,
Will gets the point.
Thank you. Will gets the point on that one, because he almost convinced me. Might be. You wouldn't get the C-Gap story though. No C-Gap story.
All right, well, where are we headed next?
I want to go to the NBA. I want to go to the hardwood.
Yay.
I want everybody to quiet down for a minute. Quiet down. This is for Dan. Dan with LeBron out several weeks with an injury.
Oh, wait. Yeah. LeBron's hurt?
Is the Lakers season over?
Done. Where's the flat line?
From the court answer, if he really is out, or because now you have to add all these things into LeBron's thing. So like, he could just be faking it to make it look better.
Plus the stories are rumoring that he's feared to be out, but I think he's out.
He won't miss that many games. He'll make it a spectacle. It'll be like the comeback, coming back to make the last push towards the playoffs. He likes that theatrical shit. You guys saw Space Jam 2, excellent movie.
Yes,
should have won an Oscar probably. I mean, honestly,
the worst actor ever. That's what he should have won.
It's like
he did win it. I'm sorry.
It's like Robert Downey Jr. and then maybe like I don't know, like an Al Pacino, and then it's LeBron, just right at the same level, kind of. But like,
did you really just say Pacino and LeBron?
Did you just put De Niro?
Did you just really do that
in the same sentence?
I said Robert Downey Jr. and then LeBron's right there. Like I'd probably say just above DiCaprio, maybe just like the same.
You should take that.
We'll think something serious right now.
He's on that. Dan's on that stuff.
And be shot in the head.
Dan's on.
We'll think something serious right now.
I'm not. I'm being serious. The hell y'all ass drinking over there? Besides, you got some in that beer.
It's just good old PBR, the nectar of the gods. No, LeBron. Hey, well, you got to give him this. LeBron makes it look like believable that he's acting, though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't make it look like he's some just dude who's like in the fucking. That's all you have to do as an actor. Like make it believable that you're actually.
Because he's been flopping his whole career.
Right, exactly. He got his acting skills. He got his acting skills from drawing all those fucking fouls, dude. When you're that freakish athletically, and basically you could just run through any foul. You don't want to run through any foul because sometimes guys can foul you pretty hard, make you miss a shot. So like you got to play it out. It's like if Superman played basketball, he's got to like act like he's getting like got to act like he's spinning off dudes and shit. So it's all a game. No, if he's out more than 5 games, yeah, that's a real risky one. Because
I love it that even when Tony steps away from this, he's still admonishing Dan.
Now let me ask you this, Dan.
In the chat, in the comments,
where do you put Dame Lillard's huge 71-point game the other night? Where do you put that?
As far as what 70-point games?
Mm-hmm. Do you put that over?
It's dead last. It was against the Houston Rockets.
Oh yeah, that don't count. That don't count at all.
It's like the fact that the first spring training game that the Boston Red Sox played were against a college team, and they won it 5-3. Think anybody's thinking the Red Sox are a World Series team because they won that first game? No, that was a flash in the pan. Respect to Dame for getting it done, but that was a flash in the pan. It's going to be gone just as quick as it is.
You put what game you put for
one of the youngest teams in the league?
Where do you put that again? I was going to ask him, where do you put that above Donovan Mitchell's game?
Above it.
Really?
Wow.
Did you watch the Donovan Mitchell game, like the highlights from it?
That game.
He was straight.
He was sick.
Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of the same game, though. So, like, that's a hard one to judge because, like, Dame and him kind of play the same, except for Dame doesn't go to the rim. He did last night for a second. I was like,
he did.
I was like, Dame time, I guess it is. Like, he was feeling fucking good, dude, going up and dunking over people and shit. Like, he doesn't ever do that. His is all fucking.
It's against the Houston Rockets.
Dame time.
It is, but they play professional defense. I get it. It still lasts for me. Like, Donovan Mitchell's 70 was so impressive.
They haven't even won 12 games this season. Oh, I'm sorry. No, they just won 13. I'm sorry.
But they're young and athletic, and young and athletic plays defense. So,
yeah.
Like,
you saw a lot of them boys that do this right here.
They were running at him, and, like, I think it becomes a thing eventually where, like, almost the other team's, like, kind of in on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they're kind of just, like, not really in on it, but, like, they're like, all right, I'd like to see 72. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're, like, on the floor with him.
He's one of 8 players that has had a single game where he scored 70 points or more. And I would put that as the bottom out of all 8.
That's a great trivia question. Who are the other 7? You know what I'm saying?
That is a great one for another night.
Yep.
Kobe, Michael, Braun.
Kobe.
Braun's never won for 70. Braun's never won.
Really? I thought Braun had
61. 61 is his
Jordan
highest.
either.
Oh, okay.
Jordan never did either. Yeah.
I knew Jordan didn't.
Was Kobe
Wilt had a couple of them.
Will had a couple.
Was Kobe 60 last game 60 his highest?
No, he had 81.
More than that.
He's second
81 in the game.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, what did he get? Toronto?
The motherfucking Toronto.
Yeah.
Baby Raptors.
The Baby
Raptors, and Jalen Rose was D'ing him up the whole game. Jalen Rose got fucking torched.
That's how the ESPN commercial got.
Man, imagine being the guy who Kobe put 81 points on.
That's how the ESPN commercial got.
He now works for ESPN.
He works for ESPN,
yeah.
Right?
That's how the commercial got born when he was in the bar. And then old boy asked him how many dollars. Let me see. 82.
82.
No, I'm just kidding.
82.
He gets the joke. He gets the joke.
Yes.
But what Dame did last night was amazing. Oh my god. It was great,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Kobe's 81 was like when they just used to isolate fucking Kobe every single play of the game.
Yep.
It was in 2008, and all it was just, I think it was 2007 or 8. And it was just just fucking Kobe isolations the whole time. Just like, hey, go fucking score. Like,
Plus,
that's every time down the floor.
Plus, you do understand Kobe didn't trust his teammates for shit.
No.
No, it wasn't that. Kobe was trying to distribute. I watched that game live. Kobe would pass the ball and they'd send it right back to him. Like he wasn't trying to hog the ball.
You saw the 81 live?
I watched it on TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm about to say it was there. I'm about to say.
I was gonna say.
You were there? Oh my god!
One week. Hey, earlier in the week, he pulls out. He has a Barack Obama autograph. What the fuck? And now he saw the fucking Kobe 81 live, like just holding stuff back.
Right. I mean, he was at the Mania where Taker got burned. Like Jesus Christ!
I wasn't just there. I was like 10 feet from it.
He could feel the heat from the fire.
I helped put the goddamn fire out.
Who was there?
According to a lot of people, I was in the Raptors at Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game.
You were there?
According to a lot of people,
who's your closest comparison to Bob Cousy when you saw him play?
God,
was he more of a Steph type or like a Steve Nash? Did he wear the short shorts too?
What was it like watching? Was all right. What was it like watching Bill Simmons in his rookie year?
Yeah,
Bill Russell.
Bill
Russell. Sorry,
Bill
Simmons, Boston reporter.
You know what though? And here's a funny thing: if you go back and
we're the ones that have been drinking, Dan.
And if you go back,
Bill can write a fucking great article.
Go back and look at history. Bill Russell gave Wilt Chamberlain fits. Despite being a small man, he gave him fits. Go back and look at him game. He gave him fits. Despite Wilt being the bigger man, he gave him fits. Bill Russell could play some defense.
Bill Russell was physical with
Bill Russell was very physical.
He was the only guy at that time that could even match up with him halfway.
And shout out to him because he won championships in the era he was still being called that word.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%.
In Boston.
Yeah, especially in Boston. Yeah,
11 titles in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same number of average times he heard the N-word from the crowd at every game.
11 overall.
11 and a half over under. Just he was going to actually audibly hear it. Like, not that it was being said, that was thousands.
Come on.
That was thousands.
Had to have been more than that. Had to have been
audibly you could hear him.
That time period.
They would have to be on the floor. They have to be on have floor or second row seats.
It's Boston. You can it just flows. He may not have been able to hear which person was saying
it. Was a collective N-word.
It was just a
collective N-word.
It just went flowing throughout the stands.
Darryl Strawberry walked out on the baseball field and you'd hear Darryl. Black guys walk onto a field of play in Boston and you just hear, nah, yeah, you know.
Yeah. I don't care what y'all say. Tony Romo almost said that on the national broadcast.
Romo almost said it. I'm not convinced. I don't know, man. I think he's too white to say the N-word. He looks like he looks both ways before he asks for chocolate milk.
But he almost said it.
Yeah. He doesn't say that though. Like
he almost said it though.
Will. For guys like me and Tony Romo, we're very similar people. Okay, obviously in stature and golf skill and everything, we're very, very similar guys. Christ. We don't even we can't it can't come out audibly for us. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it stops at the. Like when you push two magnets together.
He started and he realized what he was about to say and he peeled back on it. Go back and look at the clip.
Say that in his personal life, like Tony said, without like looking around to see if he can tell the joke. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I know he almost said it because people were putting it on TikTok that he almost said it.
Well, I mean, obviously, TikTok, you should trust everything that comes out of that place.
Yes. TikTok is 100% safe.
It's 100% true. Come on, man.
Gosh, there's a lot of 13-year-old content on there. Like a lot of 13-year-olds making a lot of content. I'm not sure if I trust that.
There's also videos on TikTok saying that Patrick Mahomes is getting suspended indefinitely by the NFL for using illegal substances during halftime so that his ankle could play in the Super Bowl.
I saw that. That's ridiculous, man. Come on now.
Yeah. Arson judge.
Patrick,
that's some arson judge type reporting.
Patrick ain't got
arson judge.
But look, I'm telling you, Tony Romo almost said it. He almost said it. Tell me.
Well, I gotta disagree with you. I don't think that he even that's not even in his lexicon, dude. He doesn't even like that doesn't like filter out as a word that he's gonna say out loud ever. In his head, it does. I'm thinking about it in my head right now. Will, okay? Can you see it? Like, but it doesn't come out of my mouth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference. Contrary to popular belief, everything that comes up in my brain does not come out of my mouth.
Wait. If the end part didn't come out, you might be right. But when the end part came out, everybody caught it. That's it. Come on now.
You acted like he pulled up on it, like it was like a pump fake. Right, he's like, yeah. Sidestep.
Then he went to
and then he said a hard R sidestep.
Like an edited Eminem.
Another word. Oh my gosh.
We just lost. We lost.
He back.
Like an edited CD from Walmart.
Yes. Yep. And it's like it does like a little like
I learned the hard way. You can't buy an edited NWA album from Walmart because you won't get much. It's just Yep.
Oh my gosh. Well, but Dan, going back to the NBA real quick. Best team in the league, Denver or Boston?
Can I go none of the above?
Do you like better Milwaukee?
I do like Milwaukee, and it's purely based on the fact that Giannis translates so fucking well to the playoffs, dude. He's just like he's series winner. He's not we're gonna win you at the end of the game type of guy, but he's series winner. And like so, their Eastern Conference Finals guaranteed because he's gonna win early series. It's when they get into the Eastern Conference Finals and the NBA Finals that you really start to be like, okay, who are they gonna go to? Because Giannis is not a last shot type of guy. He just tends to kind of. It's very forced, and he's not an ISO type scorer.
He could get you there. He just can't take you home.
Right. He runs the train but he's not the closer. Basically, he is the best pitcher on the pitching staff. He's not the closer.
Right.
And that's his the only chink in his armor is that he is not the closer guy because he doesn't create shots for himself but everything else that he does. I just feel like he just wins series though. Like he wins the early series and to just get to the NBA Finals is the first step, right? So I'll guarantee you that I think out of the Eastern Conference, I think that they go to the finals. So I'll take Boston. Like I think they're going to go I think Milwaukee's going to be in the finals. They're deep. They all play together. Their glue guys are freaking ridiculous. They have a whole team made of glue guys basically besides Giannis, and that's all you really need. And obviously they've shown that already. They've already won a title. It's been proven. It's not their first time. And Boston, obviously, this is their inaugural, chase for the chip, and it's tough. It's fucking tough to get your first one, I think.
Philly's going to put up some resistance. They're playing well, particularly Embiid. Embiid might get that MVP. He's playing well. My boy Jokic, he's playing well. Don't know if he gets it. I don't know if he wins it again. I can't see him getting it again.
They won't give it to somebody a third time.
I don't think they would.
I don't think they will. I
don't think they would either. Because particularly with the way Embiid is playing. Embiid, even though they lost the other night, Embiid is playing really well.
I will say this about the best team in the league. I think right now it's Milwaukee, but Kevin Durant hasn't premiered for the Suns yet. Probably tomorrow night against Charlotte, a nice little warm tune-up game, especially because Charlotte lost LaMelo. Yep. Tonight, you've got a good chance at having a nice, smooth game for him tomorrow to premiere. Have the Suns work out some kinks. I think the next couple of weeks is going to be very telling about if the Suns can make this an actual legit push this year with KD. Because the Suns are, even in the games that they've lost, the Suns are still in these games.
Yep.
And I think that the KD makes that difference that could put them back into where they need to be. Boston is not the number one team in the league right now because Jason Tatum is too streaky. There are people that are going to get butthurt about me saying that. He's either locked in or he's Russell Westbrook.
Or he disappears.
There's no in between. There's no in between.
Yeah.
He doesn't fail much. And people will say that what, right? But because he doesn't try to fail. When he's off, he'll just kind of shut down and people don't notice it more. You know what I'm saying? People don't notice it, less if he doesn't shoot and shit than if he would just be missing a lot of shots, right? So he kind of I think he's all about kind of that. Like if I'm going to be the man, I'm the man, and that helps him. But then if he's off a little bit, he can't really go in and force shots. He's very rhythm based, and I completely agree with you. He's fucking streaky as fuck. He's very rhythm based. Like he needs a rhythm, and if he gets knocked off of it, he'll just kind of shut down. And you can't have that. I mean, but they have Jaylen Brown too. Like the Celtics are fucking good, dude. They're really, really good.
I mean, definitely, I would say second in the East, but
they're pretty much tied right now. They're pretty much tied right now. In the Eastern Conference, they 1-2. Only there's no games behind them. They're pretty much tied record. So
I'm looking strictly to like how they go in the playoffs because we kind of know who's gonna be there at the end. Like you could, if we did the top 5 in each conference, we could probably get close to all 5 of them right if we were going to pick the final 4 teams. It's just like those last couple playoff series are so weird. NBA playoff basketball is a different kind of animal.
Different beast.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. Like it's like a very like you have to almost have like not just a game plan, but like almost like a team mindset plan going into these series. Because if you don't, it's very quick to because it's obviously so highly publicized and things like that. So
one more time.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Well, Tony, also real quick, I was going to say the Suns, but I haven't seen Kevin Durant. So I was kind of like counting the Suns.
You can't because Kevin Durant hasn't come out yet. But even against they only lost by 3 to Milwaukee. You can't tell me that without Kevin Durant, without Mikal Bridges, and without Mikal Johnson or Cam Johnson, they get within 3 with KD. They can win that game.
Yeah,
realistically. So that's why you have to kind of sit. But you have to wait because you have to see what it looks like.
I want to get into 2 more things with you real quick, Dan. First, Sacramento Kings. Are they for real? Are the Kings for real?
They have for real talent. They have for real talent for sure, and they have a fucking dog in De'Aaron Fox. Dog.
I mean, they're sitting pretty in the 3rd spot in the Western Conference right now. They are going to be a tough out.
I see. That's the thing. Like, just
the
inexperienced teams and they're the Kings. It sucks to say, but unfortunately, they're the Kings.
Yeah,
franchise that's ever been that low has ever come out of it.
You don't trust them. Yeah.
And what Dan's been saying all season, you're about to see that second part of this season wear and tear on those teams that have been pushing all season.
If De'Aaron Fox gets hurt, Kings are sunk. They sunk.
They are a younger version of the Nuggets, I feel like. Where and I think that there is a little bit more skill on that team than the Nuggets, but I compare that because you've got one player that has a majority. You've got one player that's got a majority of the heat, but the difference is I feel like the Kings have a little bit more around De'Aaron Fox comparatively than what the Nuggets have around Jokic. But the Kings don't realize that they are an inexperienced team yet. It's going to happen. They're going to make the playoffs, but I don't think they get out of the first round. Maybe second.
75% of those, yeah.
I see second round. I can see second round.
I see second round, but they're not made past that.
Yeah.
75% of those players are just going to be like they're going to be like, "Hey, I'm glad I'm here. Like this is awesome."
Right.
And when that's happening, they're going to get beat a couple times. It's going to be like, oh
exactly.
shit. Now we got to that's what's going to happen. So they're not like if the Kings, that would be very, very improbable if they even made an Eastern Conference or Western Conference Finals, honestly. But Seven, I actually like your comparison, and I don't think for the reason that you wanted it to be. And I'll tell you why. Because you said that you compared him to the Nuggets. Domantas Sabonis is the center for Sacramento Kings, and he plays a lot, not a lot like Jokic, but he can pass the ball. His dad was a much better comparison to Jokic, Arvydas Sabonis, who played for the Trailblazers so he was a center that passed the ball. Very Jokic before Jokic, okay? Had a lot of Jokic qualities. And now his son is like that too. And I like that comparison because that could be their kind of guy that does that. Obviously he's not gonna be Jokic to average a fucking triple double, but he has a lot of triple doubles. He has 4 or 5 this year, I think.
That man That man is an analytics nightmare.
Yes.
Analytics nightmare.
Jokic or Sabonis?
No,
Sabonis.
Jokic.
Oh, I
Jokic
thought you
is
were talking about Sabonis.
Yeah.
Tony, would you believe if I said this? Nikola Jokic, statistically, if you break down all of the stats and the metrics, is the greatest power forward of all time. He's the greatest
That
power
doesn't
forward that's
surprise
ever played
me.
the game.
Analytics
game.
nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Per game is ridiculous.
He's ridiculous, but you still come back to Denver is doing with Jokic what I think I said this last week. What Detroit
Mike
does
Trout.
with or the Angels are doing with Mike Trout. Detroit did with Calvin Johnson.
Right.
You've got one super talented player, but you're not going to invest in the rest of your roster like you should. And you can't tell me the money's not there.
Right.
That organization has the money to
Right.
put stuff around him.
Right.
Denver doesn't have anything to do during basketball season because it's so fucking cold outside, but smoke weed and watch basketball. It's not like they can watch the fucking Broncos for any good sports. Come on now.
Right. Broncos country. Let's ride.
One last thing. I wanted to get your opinions on Russell Westbrook's debut with the Clippers. What'd you guys think?
Didn't even watch it.
Damn.
I didn't even know it had happened.
Damn, y'all.
That must have been on.
Remember that game they had that
West.
against the Kings where the Kings won 176 or 175? Russell Westbrook played in that game. He played pretty well. They kind of drug Westbrook down a little bit because he had like 7 turnovers in that game, but everywhere else he was solid. So you got to give up to Westbrook, man. He's playing well. The last game they played, they pulled out. No, they lost. I'm sorry, they lost to the Nuggets.
They lost by 10. Yeah,
they lost by 10 to the Nuggets. He played a good game then. My only issue is if he was playing a solid game, why don't you keep him out of the fourth quarter? You set him on the fourth quarter, but it's all
free
good.
throws.
But he's playing. But he's playing well.
Last night against the Clippers, he was 6 for 10 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, 4 for 4 behind the stripe, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 17 points. But here's the thing: they have him as they have him in the starting 5. We talked about this. Yeah. Russell Westbrook should be coming off the bench.
That's what I think too.
And that goes with the fact, that also goes to the fact, like, if you watch the game, like we've talked about, if you watch the game, it's a completely different story than what the numbers say, especially when you get Russell Westbrook, because you get that energy. He's so fucking weird and like he's always turning the ball over because he can't catch it and things like that. So if you look at his numbers, obviously he's one of the greatest point guards of all time, but then you watch the game and you're like, okay, I can see why he gets those numbers, but he also does some stuff that's very sporadic. It fucks with his teammates. Like, he's just the weirdest. Like, he's one of the weirdest analytics things, like Jokic is.
And in the game against the Kings, when it was the 176 to 175 game, he only had 17 points still, 5 rebounds, 14 assists, and 17 points. Like, I like the 14 assists. 7 for 13 from the field, but he was 1 for 4 from 3. Why is Russell Westbrook shooting 3-point shots?
So if NBA players were tools and there's a Swiss Army knife and things like that, they can do everything. Russell Westbrook is the hammer. He's a hammer. That's all he does is hit nails. It's just a one-time, one-trick pony kind of thing. Like, you're just getting, like, he's just going to go hard the whole time, really hard. And then he's just going to do like one thing. It's just going to be like, he's going to pound you with it until you either break or he doesn't, he has to shoot a jump shot essentially.
That's what I think.
He had 7 turnovers in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why.
Why is Russell Westbrook starting? Put him off the bench.
That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
That's what I would have done. Just put him on the bench with that second unit.
How much more perfect is he as a 6-man?
I mean,
that's
if you
the
put him,
perfect 6-man.
If you put him on that second, unit, that could be your meal ticket. That could be the 6-man of the year. And also keep you around in the league, because now people are seeing you can be successful off the bench.
Well, Will, is it him doing it? I don't think it's him doing it. I think that's coaches doing it.
That's a question. Does LA have a choice but to start him?
They don't have a traditional point guard other than him. So you got Terrence Mann doing it, but he's not a traditional point guard.
I was gonna say, well, what would you even call Russell Westbrook? A true point guard? I'd call him a shooting guard almost.
He can't
shoot.
but he'll be a better option than Terrence Mann.
He's a better option at point than Terrence Mann on that roster,
Mhm.
but
other than that, no,
sets him
I
up for
agree with you.
failure. That sets him up for failure.
Yeah. That's why I said when they signed to bring him off the bench and let him run that second unit. You run a second unit, that's your meal ticket, dude. The ball's gonna be in your hand regardless with that second unit.
For Russ, it's better that he doesn't have as much pressure on him as he did on the other side of town. Let's just say that.
Yep.
It's definitely better for him because his game is so much mental. It's so in his head. Like he could really harness it. He could be one of the greatest of all time, but he just can't harness it. That's part of his game though too. Is that choppy, go all the time, be crazy, can't catch the ball. His hands are terrible.
Yep.
He'd have been a great NFL safety though. I take his career. I take his career over Polamalu's if we could switch him. Because Polamalu wouldn't play in the NBA.
I'll take his career over damn Dan Sorensen. No, I can't. Anyway,
I would take my NAIA career over Dan Sorensen.
Oh my goodness!
16 career tackles.
Right.
16. Right. Tony, did you hear that? There's guys who have gotten more single tackles in an NFL game.
He got more pictures on GMs than do interceptions. All right, let's go ahead and get
all the girl muscles.
All right, we're gonna play a game, Josie. Let's play a game. Let's play the game, y'all. Let's play the game.
All right. So for this one, it will be the point will go to whoever gets it.
Okay.
If no one gets it, there's no point.
And Stacks isn't here, so it might be fair.
And Stacks isn't here, so it might be fair.
Oh, you guys are hilarious, bro.
I don't know. Well, Dan, Will has beat you every time we played with him.
Not true.
Every time. It's only been twice.
There was no competition. We were all trying to get it together. We'll see.
All right. There's a
That's Mikhail. It's Mikhail Bridges.
So 7's going first.
Am I?
Let me go first.
No, it's M-I-K. There you go. Second one.
There it is. Second one. Yeah.
No. 7, you are blocked. Dan or Will?
He's in the Atlantic Division.
Not in the Atlantic Division. He's in the Eastern Conference, though.
Eastern Conference. Okay, gotcha.
He's under 6'6". And it says his number is lower than 1, so he's 0.
Yep.
And and if I'm reading this right, he plays for the Nets?
He does not play for the Nets.
Does not play for the Nets.
The green means it's correct. The yellow means we're close.
Okay, I got you. Is that Chris Middleton?
Is that your guess?
It's K.
It's a K.
KHRIS.
No, but
we're getting closer.
Central Division. I think the dude is probably 6'5".
He's a guard from the Central who is number 0. Okay, 6'5". I'm going to give you guys all the tools to win this. Okay, he's a guard. I know that it's my turn. Under 6'5". Let's. This division shit bothers the shit out of me. So I'm looking at divisions right now.
Dan hates divisions.
I'm going because they don't use them. Like the NFL actually uses them, Will, and they don't use them. So I'm gonna go to the standings. That's it. See my divisions, okay? Because I'm gonna fucking kill this in a second. Central. See, it doesn't even use them on here. It's like even we hate them. Okay. All right. Number 0, a guard. Oh, I know who this is. Ha.
All right, Dan.
Hang on. I know. It's not okay. Sorry, Jaden Ivey.
Ooh,
I know who it is.
That might be it.
If it's not him, I know who it is. Nope.
Oh my gosh. Yep. I know who it is.
It's Kobe White. It's Kobe White.
Kobe White's got a big old fro.
No, but damn.
Close.
It's on Will now.
Close.
Will, your guess.
It's got to be the Cavs then.
He's taller than 6 foot.
He is 6'5", for
6'5".
sure. He's a guard, Easton Central. His age, I can tell you his age. He's 22.
Damn. I do not know.
I fucking know it.
Go ahead, Dan, because I don't know it.
Tyrese
Wait a
motherfucking
minute.
Halliburton.
God, I
Tyrese motherfucking
just
Halliburton.
yeah, that's who
Who?
it is.
I didn't know it. Halliburton
Tyrese Halliburton.
from the Pacers. There it is. From the
So
Pacers.
Dan gets the points.
Dan gets the point.
That was a rough one. I was gonna say that earlier. I should have just said it.
I should get a point
Jaden
for being
Ivey.
so damn close.
It's between Jaden Ivey and
Yeah, I will give Dan 2 points and 7. Yes, you get a point because you were right there. So that brings Dan to the lead for the Knights.
Dan's got the lead.
Well, it's where I'm comfortable with.
All right. So our ponder this question for basketball. I gotta think about this for a second. So why do y'all just keep popping that up? Stop it, Dan. Just stop it. Well, we need that on record.
Stop it. Get some help.
That's some help.
Stop it. Get some
Is that
help.
from like a Jordan? Like,
Stop
is that
it.
from like a?
Get some
It's
help.
gambling ad.
That's Michael Jordan. That's
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Gambling
Yeah.
ad.
Yes.
From his gambling
How ironic.
PSA. Yeah.
Of all people. I love him as a player, but damn, you're a hypocrite.
Father time has
Don't-
not been well to him.
Don't smoke. Don't smoke. I got 2 big old cigars right here. Come on, man.
Yep.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to change this one up. So this is a question because I want to see your different answers on each one of this. One player from the golden era of the NBA that you think could have a top 5 performance today and why?
Oh God.
Can I go?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I got to go for a player from yesteryear, right?
yesteryear.
To play
So
today?
I'm going to say they've got to have played in the 80s or later.
Oscar
That
Robertson.
can't be Jordan.
Oscar
Can't be
Robertson.
Jordan.
Oscar Robinson.
Oscar Robinson. That's a good one.
He
He
was-
would have been half and half though, kind of
He-
like on the
he-
70s, 80s.
He's kind of but if you
Well,
go back and
I'm
look-
saying it
Yeah,
can
that's
go.
fair.
It can
Yeah.
go lower than the 80s, just not
Yeah.
higher than.
That's a good. That's a good answer. Will.
but Oscar Robinson, he was.
That's a good answer.
I think he would be. I think he would be really good in today's game.
Why, Will?
Because the rules would benefit him. He was a big dude that could handle the ball. And he did everything. You know, we talked about Russ. He was a better version of Russ. He could shoot better than Russ. He could rebound better than Russ. He could pass better than Russ. And he was smart enough to know when a double team was coming over to him to stop him, he'll pass the ball out. So very good player, very intelligent player. But I think he will be really good in today's game.
It's an interesting one.
Dan
Tony, it's my turn.
or
Uh,
whoever, I don't care.
You have one, Seven, or
I honestly, I'm still going to go back to Bill Russell. I mean, I don't think he gets 11 titles, but I think
post 80. It's got to be post 80.
Oh shit.
So we're going golden age like 81 to like probably the late 90s. for Jordan.
I was going to include what Jordan's draft date was 87, 86,
86,
83.
87. Mm-hmm.
83.
86, 87. Sorry.
So I
don't know
was
my
thinking
Jordan stats.
85 and lower. 85 and lower. Because
That's
me,
why I
the-
said
the
Oscar,
league-
because
the
I
league
could do.
changed when
Yeah.
it wasn't just Jordan.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talent that came in that class that changed the league.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sweet. So pre 85.
85, yeah.
Okay.
85 and below. 85 and below.
But Seven, you said Bill Russell or you changed
I
that?
mean,
Russell fits in that time frame, doesn't he?
Yeah.
no. Yeah. Yes.
He does. He does.
I would say
The
I thought he
60s.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole 60s. He just like won the 60s in the NBA.
Red
Red Auerbach was just sitting back with he's smoking his, Stogs and fucking just being like, yes,
And I don't really care when they finish play. I'm really talking about when they were like the highlight. Take them from the best point of their career and put them in
In their
today's
prime.
game.
in their prime. If it's pre-65, I have to go, or sorry,
But
pre-85.
real quick, 7. Why Bill Russell?
Because I think because of his defense, he would manage to at least be a competent 5 somewhere. He would have the game knowledge alone, I feel like, is going to benefit him in today's game, because he may not have as much athleticism as some of the players, but he's going to know how to use it against him, overcommitting, stuff like that. So that's just how I feel. I like Bill Russell for that, or honestly, Wilt.
He'll be a better version of Ayton. A little bit
Yeah.
shorter.
Yeah.
He'll be a better version. Yeah.
Will is who I first thought of when I came up with this question, because I just like to see what Wilt could do in today's game. Would he just still be as dominant as he was then, or would it not be as good? I think he'd be as dominant, but
Be a little bit different.
would an honorable mention to this question be Larry Bird?
Well, he's 80. He's pre. I mean, he's not.
He's pretty recent. I think.
Yeah, he doesn't fall in the right time.
He definitely played before 85, but like his whole. I'm thinking like whole careers.
Because his prime was the mid 80s, really.
Yeah,
The
it was
mid
right at the
mid to late
83,
80s,
84.
and even in the early 90s, he was still like the late 80s, a little bit into the early 90s. He was still a little beefy. So
trying to buy Dan a little bit of time. Would Bird's game translate?
Yes.
Oh, I have one.
All right, Dan.
Mine is definitely like it took me a second between two guys. It was between Wilt, because I want to see him play now, and I just want to see what that was all about. Like that dominance was something else for being that back, for being that far back. Like he's not my answer, but it was between Wilt and Pistol Pete Maravich, because if you look at I just want to see if dude. Okay, so guess how many fucking points per game Pete Maravich averaged in college? He went to LSU.
Yep.
44.2.
I was gonna say, I know it was north of 40.
44.2 points a game at LSU. Like the dude could shoot the fucking lights out. Shoot the lights out. I'd imagine he's probably like a Kevin Huerter type in the NBA today. If you would actually, but if he was better, then if he was as good as they say, that we back up the pistol fucking nickname, then he'd be better than Kevin Huerter. He'd be like between Kevin Huerter and Steph Curry, which is quite a gap. I understand.
That's pretty reasonable spot to be, though. That's not a bad spot.
It's a very good spot to be. Yeah, like an above average NBA player. And that's me kind of. I feel like that might maybe knock it on the 70s a little bit, but it's not, though. It's really not, because Pistol Pete was a legend. And I don't think he'd be a legend today, but he'd be a very, very good NBA player, I think. And it'd just be fun to see him fucking shoot. I mean, because now that, it'd be fun to see him shoot. I don't think he didn't have the 3-point line for a while. He didn't have none of those guys had the 3-point line their whole career.
I don't think they did. No.
No, 385.
Yeah, I was saying
83.
80. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we didn't see the 3-point line until early 80s.
Pistol Pete
was
scored
83.
10,000 more points. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to get a lot because he's going to be shooting threes the whole time.
Yep.
So it's just, and how would they be from that distance too? That's a ways out there. Like the top of the key was the longest shot at that point. So like you're a ways out there going a couple feet behind it. So
yep,
it's just interesting. How about Dr. J?
Dr. J's another one.
He's Aaron Gordon.
He'll be another one.
Yeah.
Who?
Aaron Gordon. See, this is why I didn't want to get into this, Will, because I will compare, like, I like Aaron Gordon a lot. I'm just saying, like, I think that Dr. J's, I don't think that he's anything better than Luol Deng.
It's better. Don't disrespect Dr. J like that. That's just disrespectful.
What do you ever do besides the cradle?
I'm a Bulls fan. Luol Deng. Really?
Luol Deng.
The man who stole all that money from the Lakers. The man who stole all that money from the Lakers. That man stole money. That man should be in jail right now. He stole all that money from the Lakers.
What we're saying is, in his prime, if he plays in today's game, Dr. J is Luol Deng.
No, it ain't.
Hate on me for it.
All right,
I got a corner now, guys. Came to Nebraska.
So you mean to tell me Luol Deng can dunk like Dr. J? He can score like
no,
Dr.
but
J.
he's just as good an NBA player. Just if you took Dr. J and put it, listen, he obviously, against his own competition, not even close. Not even fucking close to Dr. J. Dr. J was legend. If you put Dr. J in today's time, or like in Luol Deng's time even, he's Luol Deng.
No, the disrespect is real. The disrespect is real. Leon down with, man, even with
better
the
defender.
Bulls,
All right, Will.
with the Bulls, he was trash. What I'm going another player?
Oh, no. Where are we going next?
All right, I want to go ahead and go into Fight Night.
Fight Night.
Fight Night.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I win the crown.
Round one.
All right,
Actually,
let's go.
you know what? This works out. I'm going to start off with my 3 characters because Dan's not a wrestling fan like the 3 of us, and he won't know most of the characters that I mentioned.
He'll just say NWO and go about the business.
Yeah. So. I couldn't hold it.
NWO, what?
All right, for this one, I want you to tell me who should have gotten a major push. And when I say major push, I mean a multi-time champion, world champion. Total different career than what they have now. Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, or Matt Cardona.
Hold on, how can you say that about the Miz though? Miz is gonna be a Hall of Famer.
All right, I'm not looking at that, but you got to look at his entire career. He's played mid card most of his career. I'm not saying.
I get it. I'm
not saying that he is not a first ballot Hall of Famer for his mid card work, but he's going to be the mid card.
I mean, if you go back, and look at everything he did, his career stands up to honestly anyone else's.
Will, honestly, if I'm picking, it's the Miz for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Out of that group, yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing is the Miz. I think the Miz is one of those casualties from not getting the opportunities that they should have. I don't know if he showed Stephanie his dick one time or something, or maybe Vince saw him in the locker room and realized his dick was bigger and got jealous. He did have a feud with Chris Benoit where Chris Benoit kicked him out of the locker room when he was young.
Yep. He had to get Taker to bring it. He had to get Taker to get him back in the locker room.
Yeah.
Chris
Benoit was a bully though.
He was.
Chris Benoit was a bully.
I mean, he really killed it though. Yeah, great family man. Hell of a worker.
But
could
I have to go Miz and Dolph is in there. I think Dolph is a respectable consideration. I feel like I really don't feel like Dolph's career got the marketing it should have.
100%. 100%. Dolph in the Attitude Era would have been Shawn Michaels.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree with that. Because I've gone back and I've watched old videos of Dolph, and he was actually really good in the ring.
He could have been Shawn Michaels. He could have been Val Venus. He could have been.
I like the Val Venus comp. I think that's really good.
That's who I've always said is he is. If we could have had a new Attitude Era, that's Venus right there.
Forgot about Val Venus. The towel.
Yeah, he knows Val Venus.
Classic.
I love Val Venus.
NWO?
But no, I think Miz really out of those 3, Miz is the easiest choice for that because he really got. Yes, he's going to get Hall of Fame, but the Miz is somebody
be the
you could have had
induction of that year.
Well,
yep.
I think that I just thought about this. I just made this connection. So, we've talked multiple times about the fact that Vince and the WWE held wrestlers back that had that potential to be The Rock or Cena because they didn't want it to be about them. They wanted to make it they wanted to keep it about the brand. I think The Miz is one of those individuals that could have been at that level and sustained, but he wasn't given the right opportunities because Vince wanted it to be about the brand and not about The Miz. Personally,
we've talked multiple times on how most wrestlers don't. It's rare for them to stay either face or heel their entire career. You look at Cena, one of the only ones to really be face his entire career. Hogan, other than the NWO.
Ricky
Miz
Steamboat.
has been a heel his entire career. He's never had a face turn.
You forgot.
And he's still one of the most beloved WWE superstars.
It's because he's such a good fucking performer. Sorry.
And he's such a good person outside, too.
And you forgot Ricky Steamboat. How dare you?
Yeah. I'm not a Ricky fan. You know that.
I know. But Ricky did stay heel. I mean, face all his career.
Face his entire career.
Yeah,
and he was boring.
He was face. He was born as hell, but he was a face.
But
hey, question. Why did people like him as much?
I never understood. I never understood it.
I go back and look at it, and I don't get it either.
It's the same thing.
Or presentation.
I say the same thing about Snuka. Snuka to me was boring.
Yeah, you go back and look at the tapes. It wasn't like he could talk. He was the best talker.
No, Mike Game was below average in the map, like below average in the ring too. Like I think he's one of those that they were like the staff liked him, but he just didn't translate that well to the fans.
Right.
I don't think there was as much support for him as there was a lot of.
There can be a too much face, right? There can be like a too much face, like he's he's just like too perfect, and like everyone's
that was
not relatable.
Cena, that was Cena in the later years of his career. Is people were aching for him to turn heel, and supposedly when he lost to The Rock the first time, it was supposed to happen. Like they had merch printed and everything. It was supposed to happen, and they pulled the plug. But yeah, everybody. The one thing, if you ask a true wrestling fan, what's the one thing they could do to really have like put the pin in Cena's career? Give him one good heel run, one good NWO type run like Hogan had, which is hard. It's real hard to pull that off with a guy who's been a good guy his entire career.
It was hard to pull it off with Hogan.
Hogan didn't think it was going to work.
Yeah,
I just watched the other day where Hogan made the decision to come out with the Outsiders literally minutes.
Yeah, it was hard to do with Hogan.
Hogan pulled off the impossible. But I think coming off the Rock loss, you could have pulled it off with Cena. You could have pulled it off with Cena. Because he put so much into that. And it wasn't just that. He had lost a lot coming up to that.
But the thing of it is, and I agree with you to a point, because you don't really like when you put him turning heel like that at that point. What storyline do you run with? Because it's not like you can rely on a continued battle with The Rock. Yeah. It's not like, look at the talent that the WWE had at that point. Like, really, who are you going to put as his arch rival?
Honestly, the only way it works is if he comes up with some kind of heel faction, which I don't know how you could have.
Exactly, and I think that's the ultimate reason
why
they pulled the plug. It's really hard to sell something like that.
You didn't at the time, Cena was your major face. So who was he gonna be? Who was gonna be the major face for him to go up against? It's valid. I still, even as a diehard Cena fan, followed his entire career. I still wish for that one heel run. I feel like what are you laughing about? You son of a bitch.
I can see you having a John Cena nightlight in your room.
I wasn't that young.
He won't tell anybody. Josie won't tell anybody, but she's got a tramp stamp. It's just the C with the circle and the line through it in the middle of her back. She just doesn't want anybody to see her.
It's not even on the tramp. It's right on the cheek.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah.
Cena with this like banging an ice sculpture.
But no, it would have been a great cap to what is one of the greatest careers in WWE to have seen that just one heel run. And I think Cena could have pulled it off, where I don't know. I almost would bet you money, and I think Miz would agree. I don't think the Miz could pull off a face run.
No,
He couldn't do it.
He wasn't built for it. He wasn't built for it.
It's just like. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You remember that promo he had with Enzo back in the day?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just watched it on TikTok the other day. It was so funny.
That ain't going. That's not going to translate for a heel. I mean, for a face, that ain't going to translate. You got to be a heel for that to hit home. And Miz would cut out for being a face.
It's
Johnson
just
like a live action. Good.
It's the same thing I have with Miz, but not Miz, MJF. I don't know if he can ever pull off a face run, but the other thing is the difference there is what we're seeing right now with MJF. His character is very one-dimensional.
Yep.
And now that he's the champion, like, it's just getting very boring. He says the same things. He comes out, he makes fun of the town. He tells them to cut his music. He does the same things. He says, I'm better than you. You know it. The thing about The Miz is even though he's constantly been this heel, he's constantly recreating that character. He's the A-lister. He's the, I mean, like
he's almost gone from just being a heel to being the anti-hero.
Right.
Yeah, to an extent.
To
an extent, the anti-hero that never does anything good. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's just it's in that vicinity. But with The Miz, like there are certain performers where when they put him on a face run when they should just be a heel, it's almost cringy. Like like the early Attitude Era with the Hardy Boys when they tried to make him super heel and it just felt fake.
Randy Orton, up until about 2 or 3 years ago, every time they try and put him on a face run, it just didn't, because Randy just oozes heel vibes. He just is ominous like that.
It's up like when you try to make Brock Lesnar a face. Like it never works.
Even though it's working right now, but that's just because Country Lesnar is actually over right now. But it's just because he's being himself and it's funny.
Yeah. Fucking Brock. I'm trying to keep up with the conversation, and I got Josie using abbreviations. MJF. Who's MJF?
That's actually his name is MJF.
Oh, okay.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman, but
that title reign though remind me of Kofi's. Only Kofi defended more, but Kofi Kingston's title reign was similar. He defended it a little bit more, but it was similar because on both title reigns, you can hear a pin drop.
It's a different. It's similar situation on a face and heel side. It's the same thing. Kofi's character doesn't translate well to being the champion,
and it's
MJF's
the same
character doesn't translate well to being a champion because it's so one-dimensional. It's hard to broaden it to a championship level.
Right. And it's also got the same feel-good story in terms of I got the title, I won the title, everybody, yay. But at the end of the day, the reign itself was just bad. And it's nothing against either dude. It's nothing against either dude per se. It's just a situation that they were put in.
It's like when the Rams win the Super Bowl.
What are you drinking?
He's got some bourbon. Sure. It's yeah. I can taste it.
Did you see how he did like this?
Yeah.
For a second there, I was wondering if it wasn't a bottle of whiskey.
It is a bottle of bourbon. This is for my best man from when I got married. It finally came in, but it's a bottle of bourbon that's shaped like a football.
That's fucking amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
So cool.
That's cool. When you drink the bourbon,
what's the actual?
When you drink the bourbon, put some Kool-Aid in it.
Is it straight what?
That Purple Rex. Don't put when you get done drinking the bourbon. I said when you get
done away from my bourbon.
I said when you get done drinking the bourbon.
Will said just chase it with a little bit of Sprite, Seven.
Put a little bit of Sprite, man. Get the Kool-Aid, put some Sprite in there when you get done drinking the bourbon.
Maybe a cherry.
You'll be all right, man. Put the cherry in there, you'll be all right. Drink the bourbon first.
I drink bourbon straight with an orange peel in it. A little bit of ice and an orange peel in it for the citrus. That's all you need. You don't You don't drink anything else with bourbon. That's just.
No, I'm just saying, drink the bourbon
half of
first.
Manhattan.
Drink the bourbon first, and then put the Kool-Aid with the what you call it in the flask. That's all I'm saying. Drink the bourbon first.
So you're saying mix it together?
No, drink the bourbon first.
After he drinks the bourbon.
After he drinks the bourbon,
put Kool-Aid in that container. He just wants to see purple Kool-Aid in that
purple Kool-Aid in that
container.
That's all he
wants. Oh, I got you.
Yeah, drink the bourbon
Some
first.
fluorescent stuff.
Yeah, put the bourbon. Drink that first.
Yeah.
Go ahead and knock that out, and then.
Or like when we were in college, and people would be like, "Oh, I'm going to save the booze bottle, and then I'm going to put glow stick powder in it so that it glows with the lights off in the room." No, I'm not fucking 20.
You know you had one, bro. You had Christmas lights behind some bourbon bottles.
Yes, we all fucking did. I'm middle-aged. I'm middle-aged now. I have motorcycle grow calendars now.
I just got rid of those bottles, man. I'm just working off that first phase. I just got rid of the bottles. They're still just threw them away. Serious stuff.
But yeah, I just think wrestling, man, we need to go back. We need to go back to. And Josie, you're gonna kill me from saying this, but I don't like the way wrestling is heading right now. It's got a lot of bad, got some good, but it's also got a lot of bad. And I just want to see the bad go away. People not defending titles. People not talking like they used to. 3-hour shows that shouldn't be a 3-hour show should be a 2.
They're not necessarily talking about matches. It's just things in the business in general.
Yeah.
What I was going
to say, the style in the wrestler is probably the best we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's just everything else. It's just everything else around it is pissing me off.
Which is the problem because it's sports entertainment. And the truth of the matter is there's too much content. The companies are putting out too much. I mean, like we've talked about this. It's almost a 40-hour job if you want to be able to keep up on everything as far as the major productions right now. God help you if you actually want to be a human being and be, understand some of like a local indie scene or some of the up-and-coming guys that might be getting ready to make an appearance on NXT or working in that direction. Like, there's too much content. Like, and it's not like with football or baseball or basketball where you can follow your team and watch and watch stats on the other side and just have an understanding. Because that's not how it works with wrestling. They need to streamline this content, or they're going to content themselves into the fucking ground.
Everybody's going to be on overload, and they're going to start tuning out.
Well, I've said it 1,000 times. AEW's got to this year figure out some kind of streaming service.
WWE need to cut Raw back to 2 hours.
That's never going to happen.
And I know it ain't going to happen because Vince
never going to happen.
Because Vince is money hungry.
Corporate media would never do that. They would never drag something out to make the most money out of it. Let's just be honest. I feel like
there is actually a guy who watches both shows, Raw, SmackDown, and AEW Dynamite, and tells you on how much wrestling you get between the 3 shows and their run times.
30 minutes, maybe.
For the 3-hour Raw, you get 45 minutes to an hour of wrestling. For a 2-hour SmackDown, you get about 30 minutes to 45 minutes of wrestling. For a 2-hour Dynamite, you're going to get 1 hour and 20 minutes of wrestling.
That's ridiculous.
And mind you, 30 minutes of that is commercial time.
Yep. About to say commercial time counts too.
So 10 minutes of their entire show is non-wrestling.
Yep.
But dude, my question every time about this is like, I know that you guys want to see the actual wrestling. Like the purists want to see, the people who actually enjoy the sport want to see the actual wrestling. But like, have they just decided that the people who are going to be fair weather fans and the people who aren't hardcore fans are just going to want the rest of the drama stuff? Like, that's what they've decided, kind of. But those statistics right there.
But here's the thing. Look at the Attitude Era. In the Attitude Era, one of the reasons that the Attitude Era had a beautiful balance of drama and wrestling. Like, I honestly, I feel, but it's gotten so far out of balance in the WWE. And I feel like, honestly, with AEW, one of the reasons why they haven't blown up even more is because there's more wrestling. There's not enough drama. Like, give me 10, 15 more minutes.
There's actually been a lot of discussion this week, a lot of more criticism of Tony this week on not on him needing more storytelling.
Right.
And even me, as a diehard AEW fan, I've watched just about every episode. I'm to the point, I'm like, I need a little bit of story. Like there's got to be some stuff going on outside of these matches. And yes, you've got a little bit here and there with what's going on with the Acclaimed and the Ass Boys, but there's not a real story like you got with the Bloodline in WWE.
You guys are going to laugh at this comparison, but hear me out because you know I'm right. Okay. When you think about like the actual big name professional porn movies, okay. Like if you were to go to an adult video store and actually buy like you would a regular video at Walmart, you think about those. Like the whole thing is supposed to be sex, but you don't just get 2 hours of fucking. Like it's a split about 50-50 between story and fucking, right? Wrestling should be doing about 50-50 story and fucking. I'm just saying. I think if you balance that out like that, you have a good blend.
We want Brazers, not Pornhub amateurs.
Exactly. Brazzers.
You really just want some production value. That's really what you want out of it. And you know what, Tony? See, I'm on the school that wants 100% AEW. I'm looking for the hardcore to the hardcore 100% of the time, and I'm willing to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I.
This is my
as far as pornos go. That's what I like.
I'm sure I can get your password, man. I need your
he doesn't have any.
That is a genie. That is a genie we cannot let out of the bottle, my friend. We can't get back into the bottle. Let's say that. But if it gets out.
Oh my goodness. All right.
That could go on this topic for hours, but
yeah.
AEW definitely needs to do more. Like I am really getting to a point where Tony needs to bring in another writer. It needs to be someone else and someone with wrestling writing experience.
And WWE need to cut the hell back.
In WWE, I don't know.
I mean,
I was excited, but now with Brock Lesnar and Omos, I'm just like,
if you go back,
Vince's hands all over it.
If you go back and look at the hours, you just been watching WWE programming. That's just sick.
That's what, like, I think we've talked about like 18 to 20 hours a week just on that.
If you just watch their three main shows, SmackDown, Raw, and NXT, you're looking at 10 hours.
10 hours a week for 40 hours. You basically working a job to watch WWE.
And then to do AEW, you're looking at about a little over that if you watch their YouTube shows. But if you just watch their main shows, 3 hours.
See?
Hey, so if in porno terms, then we all know what the Royal Rumble is, right? Everybody knows. Everybody's on the same page.
And on that note,
let's move over real quick.
This is my fault. I take ownership. I'm sorry.
You walked us into this.
This is my fault. This is 100% my fault.
Hell in a Cell?
Oh, God.
I want to be the best in the game. Invest in my name. Check no restraints. I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain. Assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints.
Then hell, what's Taboo Tuesday?
Oh, shit.
Raw. That's clearly a thing.
Well,
SmackDown.
And then
SmackDown. Yeah.
Got to get some Nitro in there, Will.
Nitro? That's the gay day. That's the gay day.
Nitro, boy.
And then a little bit of Rampage.
And then you got that, and then you can fish it up with that Sunday Night Heat.
Somebody's called Astroglide? Yep.
And then wait, Will, we forgot about that Saturday night main event.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Saturday night main event. Yes. Saturday night main event.
For those of you that are watching and catch this after the fact, I am horribly
Are we still live somehow? I thought we were in the credits. I was about to say some fucked up shit. Good job, guys. Thanks for keeping me on the line.
For those who are still watching, you guys are the real MVPs. We thank you for sticking around.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Baseball. We've had first few spring training games. We've already seen a couple of games that were decided by pitch clock violations. Funny enough, and I expected this, it is the batters who are getting the violations more than the pitchers.
That's funny.
No more
That's
of that
funny.
Nomar Garcia Parra 10-minute fucking routine between each swing shit. Batters, get back in the fucking box. You don't need to recheck your gloves after every time you stand there and don't
dust
swing.
off your cleats.
Yeah.
It's gonna help. It's gonna help hitters, dude. That's the thing that people don't realize. Like, it's gonna help hitters. That rhythm is perfect for real. Like, it's just like they step out, step back in. It's gonna help guys like not think about it too much.
The ones that have been working on it in the off season and practicing, they already look so smooth coming out into that batter's box.
But the thing of it is like one of the people that I follow is a real good hitting and really good hitting guru, Jeff Fry. He used to play for the Red Sox, and he's very against the pitch clock. And as a Sox fan, of course, Jeff, I respect you and I love you, but on this I have to disagree because, like, batters, I understand that some guys, for their routine to be in their spot at the plate, they have this long routine. But guess what? No.
You don't need
Get in
it.
the box. Let's go. Like, I understand that there are certain things where the game is going to be slower, but we're already seeing games 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Consistently, we are seeing a drop in time. It's not the pitchers that were the problem. It's these guys taking too long to get into the box, taking a timeout between each pitch. Like, no. Quit slowing down the fucking game to try and mess with the pitcher. Just get in the box and take your hack, bro. Let's go.
I've watched a couple of them with the pitch clock, and like they're like art. It's like it's the perfect mix, like, because it was way too long before, right? And like all this does, I think, is just takes it down to like an understandable level for like a sporting event. It's not too quick. They can still be long games and stuff. Like, 'cause sometimes I like to watch a long game. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like,
yeah, there's going to still be long games, but you're not going to have 5 minutes between batters. You're not. I mean, this is eliminating a lot of good problems, and I like it. These guys that are dicking around in the batters in the on deck circle for a couple of minutes, getting a few extra hacks in. Look, when it's time to go, it's time to go. Come on. As a fan, I would like to be able to go to a 7 p.m. game and still go to the bar and a 7 p.m. start time game, go to the bar after for a couple of hours and still be able to be functional at work the next day. Because that gives me the chance to be
out
able to
unless it is one of those 15, 16, 17, 18 inning games. Like,
exactly. Like, and that's the thing is, and I'm not the 18 to 24 fan that Manfred catered to with this rule change, who are spending more time looking at their phones and taking pictures than watching the fucking game anyway.
If you don't say it, I'll say it. Fuck Rob Manfred.
But yes, obviously, fuck Rob Manfred.
I mean, that just goes without saying on this show.
But at the same time, I like the rule change because, for me, and that's the thing, and maybe I don't feel bad because my routine going up to the batter's box was pretty quick. When I got out of the on deck circle, tap my cleats, get into the box, tap, quick swing. All right, let's go. I mean, that's all I need. And
Tony, mine was exactly like that, except for it was tap, take the walk. Tap, try and get a walk. Tap.
Plus
hopefully hits you.
Plus, baseball needs to do something because it's not what it used to be. It truly used to be Americans' pastime back in the day. It's not that anymore.
There was no other sports rounds.
NFL.
But the thing of it is, before, like, about the time that the early part of the steroids started in the late 80s, early 90s, this is actually when baseball started the games started to get a lot longer. And part of it is that batters were like, I don't have to rush up. I'm going to take my time, make the pitcher wait on me. And it's supposed to be, and it's like, I can get that, the mental advantage, because you don't want the pitcher in a rhythm.
Right.
But at the same time, as a batter, I want to be in a rhythm because that means I have a better chance of getting a hit.
Yep.
So at the same time, like, and for me, as somebody that's a competitive person, I'm my best when I'm in a rhythm. That pitcher's going to be his best when he's in the rhythm. When I knock that ball for a double, I know that it was because I am better at hitting than he is pitching.
Right.
For me, like, I love it. I like the way it's going. There's people that are going to be frustrated because you're going to see some games decided by it early in the season. We've seen a couple already. We're going to see a few in April. Nobody freak out. Freak out. It's good. As these guys adjust to this and get used to the change, it will be fine. You will not see near the pitch clock violations in July that we see in April.
Oh yeah. I agree.
Seven, what are you thinking of some of the other changes, like the shift being banned now? Have you seen effect by it?
I mean,
you do.
There is, because I think you are seeing a little bit more offense in games. And what a lot of people forget about this is baseball already has, because you can have a team get 10 hits in a game and only score 2 runs. Because you'll have 1 or 2 guys get on in an inning, and then after a couple of flyouts and a couple of strikeouts, that's it. You've just got a guy left on first and second. Like, that happens a lot in baseball. What I think honestly is the truth is that's just going to happen more. But on the box score, instead of it being 7 hits a game on average, it's going to be 8 or 9.
8, yeah.
8.5, 9. You're going to
you'll have that random game where it's 10-7 or something like that.
Right. Like you'll see a couple of outliers with higher scores more often than you used to. But the truth of the matter is, the pitch clock is really speeding up the batters, and batters should have been working on this. If you're just
rhythm,
any batter that is choosing to spring training to be when they're working on getting their timing down for this, you're going to see some guys with some Joey Gallo line batting averages to start the season because they keep getting strikes and ended up getting struck out because they're not getting into the fucking box. Like, there was a video clip from a game yesterday where a guy took a pitch inside that almost hit him, and he jumped out of the box and he was right back in. Good.
Yeah.
Play the fucking game. Yeah. Play the fucking game.
Don't Josh Donaldson it and just fucking fall down.
Well, and then I saw the video 2-7 where the guy wasn't they have to be in the box staring at the picture at the 8-second mark.
Yep.
They have to address the picture, yeah.
And I saw one where the guy was looking down at the ground and he got the strike. And I was like,
those guys do that, like that little look back at the catcher real quick, and that's that swing through. Like, even that's gonna matter. You got to get locked in. You shouldn't be stepping out of the box at all. You should put a foot out. You get ready. You do your thing real quick. Shake your shoulders and you should be going back in. And that's going to create rhythm with hitters, dude. I'm actually totally for this, and I think it's going to work as far as offense goes, because these guys are just going to go and react instead of thinking about it. Giancarlo Stanton's going to hit 40+ home runs this year, mark my words, because he thinks – I'm not joking you, dude. He thinks about everything way too much. He's just going to walk in there and be like, all right.
Now you got to hurry up.
He's be like, hey, bro, throw me that thing. I'm about to hit this thing. I'm about to jump off the ground during my fucking swing, and my feet are going to end up sideways. I'm going to hit this thing 480 feet on the line.
Yeah, and Joey Gallo's going to get the triple crown.
Yeah.
Dude, is that's what you were laughing about? The 40 for Giancarlo is so far out of the reach. That dude has freakish power for 40. And he stepped out and thought about shit. I don't know how many like his playoff at bats. He's clutching the playoffs, but like during the regular season, he just thinks about shit way too much. Like, he's a DH.
Yeah, he's definitely too much in his head.
He's in his head. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he might hit. Seriously, mark my words, he'll have 40 home runs. Also, you're going to see a lot of diving stops at second and shortstop. You're going to see a bunch of diving shots up the middle of great plays by shortstops and second basemen who are more athletic now, have to be, because they have to cover more ground. Mm-hmm. And they're going to dive. People are going to be diving for shit. It's going to be a lot of like singled out shortstop and second base plays that are going to be fucking nuts. Like second baseman going deep into the hole because they can't shift. So they're going to have to do it by themselves. It's going to be some crazy stuff.
Well, and you're going to see one of the things that you're going to see to them countering the shift is, and I've seen some stuff on this and some diagrams, is you'll have, instead of your 3 deep in the outfield, you'll have 2 deep and 1 up closer in where they're trying to shift in. And because it's still in the outfield, so it's still in the rules. So the ban of the shift, I don't think it's going to have as much of an impact as everybody thinks it does, especially as teams develop new strategy. The shift was developed out of a need for certain players that only hit in that one spot. You got to be able to cover it appropriately, as best you can. Forcing them to go the other way with the belief that they're not gonna. And guess what? They were fucking right. And so now, as MLB teams, you just have to adjust and come up with a new strategy. And I don't think that the competition committee and Rob Manfred understood that was what was going to happen. I'm sure they were telling teams like, "Hey, don't," but they're going to. It's a professional sport. They're competing. Now it's going to be somebody like the Rays or another Moneyball-esque team that has to use strategy as part of their edge. That's going to come up with whatever's going to be the new shift.
Yeah.
Because that's where that stuff always comes from.
Where to play your certain guys at.
Right.
In the starting lineups are going to become very important defensive lineman wise.
Even more, yeah.
Right?
Lineups are going to become even more analytical now than they used to be.
Crazy because you can only play now. They have like separated spots. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not like you can't just like shift everybody over now. It's like now you got to play this spot, and how well you play this spot is going to depend on how your analytic average comes out or your analytic value comes out. Is like how you play this certain spot, which is crazy. But like, I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. So baseball players can talk about how you can't really put restrictions on it. You can put everybody on the right side if you want. If the guy can't fucking hit the ball the other way, put everybody on the right side, right? But actually, it's more pure if you keep everybody in the same position, right? Because that's kind of the purest form. Everybody, that's 3 outfielders. If you play as a kid, 3 outfielders, shortstop. It's all, and then you all play in the same position. So like that's more pure to do that, I guess. Do you concur, Seven? You concur that it's more pure to keep them in the same spot,
right? And from a pure standpoint, yes. But I think that for me, I still think that banning the shift wasn't the right idea. I think you tell teams, look, you guys need to invest more in hitting coaches and get these players to actually sit down and work on directional hitting. And I get that it can be difficult because when you shift, the pitcher just pitches to a certain spot, basically trying to force it. You've got to learn to counter that. That's part of strategy. I don't like the ban of the shift, but for me, I'm also, I guess I'm a little bit more defensive in my mindset, and that's why
You're
okay
more
with
pitching.
all these hitters because I play catcher, so I have more of a connection with my pitchers than anything else.
Yeah, for sure. No, I get it. Then and pitching's obviously like that's one of the underlooked things here. Obviously, is like there's gonna be pitchers are gonna have higher ERAs. I think as more runs are gonna be scored. I think we can probably say that for sure, right? In some way, shape, or form, because you could tell in early games
around 1.5 to 2 runs a game.
All right, guys.
And you can tell that early too, like with just the infield hits and stuff that were happening. It's like what that wouldn't happen if they had a shift on. It would have been a routine ground ball. So like it's gonna happen a lot. So yeah.
All right, guys, we're at the hour and 57-minute mark. Anybody got anything else before we need to roll out of here for tonight?
Finish, damn it!
It need to be 2 hours.
We gotta finish the game. All right, so this is just like Podal, except baseball.
Okay.
But they don't give you a silhouette.
What did they give you? Nothing? Just stats?
So I am going to get the pick me, and it will give us one player.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so within 2 years, it's okay. So it's a lefty. That actually reduces it quite a bit.
What was your guess? I'm sorry.
Let's see.
And this one, if you get it within a certain number of picks, your points will differ. So this is anybody's game to win for the night.
Redo the question. I missed it.
No, we're just trying to guess. There's no question. We're just trying to guess a player.
It's just like
who this
Podal.
is?
Yeah, it's just like Podal.
Oh,
but no silhouette.
No silhouette.
From the United States, under 34.
And it's a lefty.
34. He's under 34?
He's around 34, within 2 years.
Anthony Rizzo. He's not one of the first ones.
Ooh, good one, Dan.
So he's not a first baseman, but he's a lefty, United States, age 33.
And he's 33.
But he's in the AL East.
No, not the AL East, but
Joey
Votto.
Either the league, either that league or that division. One of the two.
Okay.
Joey Votto.
That's interesting. Nope. Votto's older.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh, and I didn't know that he throws right.
Freddie Freeman. Because
I don't know. Freddie's, yeah, I guess age-wise, yeah. Freddie.
Sorry, he's in the AL. He's 33.
No.
For sure. Not him, though. So left. It's in the AL East then, probably, or the EL.
It's got to be in the. It's an American.
It's either an American League or an East Division.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. AL East. It's American League East.
Will, no guesses?
Not a first baseman. 33 years old. That's interesting.
Hold on.
And he's a lefty.
Yeah. That's the kicker. Is it Kyle Schwarber?
I don't think they're a pitcher.
Oh, it's only pitchers?
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Kyle Schwarber's not a pitcher.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
It's
Spell that for me, Dan.
It's SCHARB, or it's got a W in there.
SCHW.
SCHW, there you go. Schwarber. A.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not, yeah. SCH. Weird. Kyle. Hey, Kyle.
You want to get hair?
It's not coming up at all.
Yeah. What? So he's not a first baseman. This is crazy. So Schwarber didn't work, right? I'm gonna look up Schwarber. How do you spell it? Because I feel like it is him. Yeah, it's SCHWARBER.
How do you spell his first name?
Kyle, Kyle. Kyle.
He is not coming up.
That's weird. SCH Warber, yeah. He's not 33, I don't think, but he's a little younger. That's crazy, dude.
Seven.
I'm racking my brain.
Right?
And
it's a lot
just
harder
missing
without
it.
the silhouette.
We're just missing it. It's right there.
It's got to be right there somewhere.
Votto was a good guess. Freeman, obviously. You know what? Muncy's younger, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Muncy's younger. So I'm okay. So it's got to be an American League. It's got to be an American League East team
with a left-handed non first baseman Who's 33?
I was gonna get Cedric Mullins, but I think he's too old.
Yeah, he's too
Cedric,
old.
Cedric Mullins is too young, I thought. Isn't he?
Not coming up.
That just seems weird. Yeah, Cedric Mullins is 28.
They're too old.
No, he's 33.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Cedric Mullins is too young.
Too young. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I
So let's go.
Juan Soto.
I have a
damn it.
guess, I guess.
Juan Soto, damn it.
All right, what's
Yeah,
your
so-
list, Dan?
If it wouldn't be so,
Won't be so.
I don't know. It's Jason Hayward. He's too old. I'll go Jason Hayward. It's not right, but
maybe we'll figure something out of it. Yeah, Jason Hayward.
I think it's with a Y or something. No, it's not. It's regular. And then it's HEW or HEY.
Not
That's
coming up.
weird.
It's weird why some players aren't coming up.
I was gonna say these guys do play though. Definitely a lefty. Yeah, I don't know. I'm drawing a freaking huge blank.
All right, I'm just gonna fill it in and see. What the fuck is going on?
I'm just curious now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know who this is.
Well, now it's glitching as a motherfucker every time I try to type something in. All right. Scott Alexander, NL West, no.
Okay, so it's an AL West team.
AL West. 33-year-old left-handers. Oh, that's interesting. Why do I feel like we got it and it was like man, Michael Brantley?
Night, Mom.
Well, he's too old.
Is he? Yeah, probably.
35.
Oh, okay. That's weird, dude.
I'm gonna make that guess though, just so.
Yeah.
So it is the AL West left-handed USA, 33 years old.
That says not. Oh, okay. I see it. I got you. What the fuck, dude? I don't even know. Let's see here. So weird.
This game does not like my computer.
I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, just tell us. At this point, we give up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to fill it in.
Oh, so we don't
It
even
is
know
a
who it
Los Angeles Angel.
Left-handed, is that Jared Walsh? No, he's too young. That's all. That's crazy, dude.
There's
Still
no
good.
way it's an Angel. It's an Angels player.
Is he a real guy? Just kidding.
Yeah, Jared Walsh.
That's my guess.
All right, this will give it to us. And see results. Tyler Anderson.
He's a left-handed pitcher, is he not? No, he's utility, I guess. It says, dude, how in the fuck? Never even heard that guy's name. Never. Tyler Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
He's a starting
Mr.
pitcher.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Mr.
It never
Anderson.
highlighted starting pitcher. We guessed several.
Oh, we were going pitchers too? Wow. I misunderstood that game totally. That was not a good showing by any of us, guys. We all failed.
Well, Dan, you win for the night. You get to
Woo!
say whatever you'd like, sir.
Dan wins. You get the
Singled out.
You get to take us out for the night, my friend.
You get
Matter
to
of
take
fact,
us
here
out.
you go. There you go. You get to
Hey,
take us out
I
for the
get
night.
singled out on the screen? That's
Yep,
awesome.
you
Hey,
get
guys.
to
Take it out for
show.
the night, my friend.
Close us out.
I wanted to take
Dan.
I wanted to
Close
take
out.
this time to tell you about my OnlyFans. It's called on the just connected my Twitter account. That just came to Nebraska. So I'm selling these hats and Walmart and Trailer Parks merchandise.
Ugh.
You can hashtag me at that cock don't lie 47 and have a good night, guys.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no